Well, hello and welcome to Workshop Wednesday. So this is something we have to do on probably a 3 to 6 month basis. We have to replace all of our nozzles for the extruder because if we run whole egg including the shell. It's actually really abrasive, so it actually makes our nozzles bigger over time because of the shell in the mix. So what we're doing now is we're currently resizing our nozzles. So we're going to go through our nozzles and do them one at a time. This is how fine the adjustment is. So the nozzle sizes we're making, because different mixes will use a slightly different nozzle size: 12.6 mil, 12.7 mil, 12.8 mil, 12.9 mil, and 13 millimeters. So we've already done the 1 through to the 8, the 6 through to the 8. So now I'll go through the process of doing the 12.9. This is going to be a little bit longer. It's going to probably be a little bit boring to watch. But for people who are struggling with nozzles, this will really help. So take a new fresh nozzle, start trimming it up slowly but surely, trying to get it to as close to that 12.9 as possible. Just do the first cut. Mind your fingies when you're doing this. There is probably a better way of cutting these out there, but this is what works for me. Measuring caliper, extremely important. You're not going to do this with a ruler. You're not going to do this with a tape measure. You have to have a measuring caliper because of the measurements are that fine. Right, so that first cut is 10 millimeters. So we'll open it up a little bit more. This is where I shoot over. It happens a lot. Make sure you've got twice as many nozzles as what you think you need, because of it is really easy to shoot over. And I've been doing this a long time, and practice makes perfect. So that's took us up to 11.3 millimeters. So we'll cut again. Just little tiny slivers every time. That's took us up to 11.9 millimeters. So we need to come up a whole nother millimeter, but we'll still do it in tiny slices because you'll be surprised how quickly that'll jump up. The further you get up the nozzle, the smaller the slices you need to make, because the quicker it opens up. Right, so now we're on 12.45 millimeters. We can't cut any more past that because we will jump over it. So, a bit of 80 grit sandpaper on a nice flat surface. This is what's going to give you a nice flat nozzle as well. Don't worry about it being 100% flat with the knife, because you're going to jump over to the sandpaper and flatten that nozzle out anyway. Slowly opening it up. See, that little bit of sandpaper took us up to 12.7. It really does start coming up quickly. What are we aiming for? 12.9 on this one. Getting there slowly but surely. As I said, it is a boring task, but it's something that's got to be done. Especially if you're using whole egg. As I said before, it does make it like a liquid sandpaper, really. It wears everything out and makes your nozzles bigger and bigger over time. Alright, so we're up to 12.8. Right, that's pretty damn close. And the sandpaper leaves a really rough edge. So you just want to finish in stone in a drill. Just to finish off that inside edge. 12.8, perfect. Oh, I'm looking for 12.9, ain't I?
Yeah.
I've done the 12.8. This is why I have it all written down. I should be crossing them out really. Right, we'll carry on going. Got to come up another 0.1 of a millimetre. As I said, this is how fine of an adjustment these nozzles need to be. And this will make the difference between you rolling dumbbells, rolling perfectly round boilies, just rolling boilies that are oval shaped and cracking. Oval shape and cracking boilies when you're rolling is your dough's too big coming out your nozzle. You need to step down slightly. But then if you step down and you step down too far, you'll start rolling dumbbells. Hence why we have these really fine 0.1 of a millimetre adjustments. Run that through the finishing stone again. Perfect. 12.9. All right, 12.89. There you go. Perfect. Happy days. So we'll just finish off the front of it now with the finishing stone. When I say finishing stone, it's just a little Dremel file. That's all it is. Recheck our measurements. Perfect. And now, so this is what goes on the end of our extruder over in the other room. And these don't actually quite fit properly. So we just have to trim down the bell around the outside of the nozzle. Again, be very careful when you're cutting. It looks like I'm cutting towards myself, but I'm actually spinning this, not pulling the blade. So the blade ain't moving, it's locked up against my chest. Not got much chance of cutting myself. So yeah, don't pull the blade through, spin the actual nozzle so you don't end up cutting yourself. That's if you've got to make this adjustment. It's only because of our end cap isn't quite big enough for these nozzles. Right, so that's now fitting there. And there you go, perfect fit, not falling out, perfect size hole. And that is how you make nozzles. I've got to do another one, but I'm going to love you and leave you because I don't want to bore you with that. So thank you very much. That's Workshops at Wednesday. See you on the next one. Love you, bye.